TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelican, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too. Things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the flock. Much love to the flock in this one, man. Coming at you, man. Pelican post-game report. Pels toppled. They topped by the Suns 114-111, trail the series 2-1 in a game in which the Pelicans could have had a lot of questionable stuff happen in this matchup. Pelicans, 2 off quarters, defensive breakdowns. Big V still dominated. Absolutely, Ayton is living in Big V's head, man. He got to step his game up. Have better performances against Ayton. This dude is like turning into David freaking Robinson on us all of a sudden, bro. And Big V got to get his head out his ass and have a better performance. I'm Big Q in this thing. We got DC chiming in. DC, much love to you, fam. Pelicans go down in this one, man. Let's get on into it, bro. Talking about it.
Aiden out there doing the dream shake and shit on JV, man. That was man. It was like a repeat of game one, bro, with an embarrassing performance from JV. But he wasn't the reason we lost this game, man. We had a lot of messed up calls, but we also had a lot of self-inflicted injuries. Missing them free throws kind of hurt. I mean, we didn't miss a gang of them, but we missed more than enough, man. If it would have been a night where we went pretty good from the free throw line, you see what it could have been. But this game, man, they wasn't supposed to lose this game. You had everything on your side, all the momentum, the whole city, and we just kind of dropped the ball a little bit, man. JV, Larry Nance, you got nothing out of them point wise, and then Phoenix, that big guys just ate up the interior, man. This is I ain't gonna say the one time, but this was the blatantly obvious time where you see we still need help with interior defending, and Jackson Hayes getting ejected, man. That I don't think everybody realizes how much that hurt as the defense, because he was probably one of the bigs we had when we were switching in the pick and roll. You put on Chris Paul, he was doing a pretty good job, as you can see tonight. When JV got on him, and even Larry Nance, man, which he kind of was on him after he was already hot. But what you going to do other than blitz them? When you blitz them, they kick it out. They already been tearing us up with the big guys. So I understand why Willie didn't want to blitz them, because you had JaVale McGee and DeAndre Ayton, I mean, shooting damn near perfect tonight and eating us up in the paint, man. The Pels, to me, have been a team that's able to dominate the paint. So the way we're getting manhandled in the paint right now from Phoenix is unacceptable, and we're going to have to regroup and fix that. Obviously, wasn't supposed to lose this game, but all is not lost. We stole one at their home. They stole one at our home. Series would just be longer. We already anticipated this being a 6 or 7 game series. This does nothing but reinforce the obvious. So we got to see how they come out again on Sunday, and we're gonna have to steal another game from Phoenix at their hometown.
The bottom line is you hit the hammer, the nail right on now.
Nail right
Right.
on the head.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, 64 to 40 points in the paint is what the Suns had. They absolutely eviscerated the Pelicans in the paint, in which you had guys like Big V that really didn't give the Pels nothing offensively. You had Larry Nance doing the best he could against JaVale McGee. And Ankton and McGee are big players in this series. They go in there and they get production. And the Pelicans have to get better. They have to come up with a stratagem to neutralize or slow down these guys, because Ankton is having a David Robinson type performance right here, man. He's hitting 3-pointers, doing all that, and Big V looked like he's scared as hell, man. You don't want that. He's stronger than Ankton, but doesn't display it. He doesn't want to. He's not imposing
I,
his strength
I,
on him.
I
And then, of
think
course,
the 17 rebounds is really where it was at for Aiden. I know the scoring was major,
yeah,
but
but
the
see,
fact that
but
he got those
he ain't making.
17 boards,
I
man.
get you, DC, but he ain't making them work either. Ankton, he ain't
Yeah,
putting no. He's not making Ankton work on and he's showing it. Tire him out. Do something offensively, Big V. Goddamn. I mean, if you put up 10 points, at least a shabby shitty 10 points tonight, the Pelicans win this game. But then he comes in and it just really rips him right on out. I mean, he just simply didn't have it tonight in terms of his offensive game. We really could have used his offensive production in this one. I'm not singling out just Big V, because the Pelicans had a lot of problems. But for family mentioning free throws, this, that, and the third, the
yeah,
most telling
free throws.
stat that I see that really hurt the Pelicans was the points in the paint. It was
Exactly,
64 to 40.
exactly.
64 to 40 points in the paint, Suns. So I mean,
Yeah,
they
and you
just
can't find many
went.
games all season where that
That
happened to the
happens.
Pelicans,
That's
where they
right.
have a 20-point deficit in the paint. It's just the way our team
That's
set up,
unheard
the
of,
way we
man.
play, it just doesn't really happen to us. Now, people that had more points in the paint than us, yeah, but they never beat it by 20 something points. Nah, that ain't the Pels, man. Jackson Hayes, what he did, I know a lot of people probably upset about that. That was a knucklehead play. Shouldn't have been ejected for it, but him doing that and getting ejected, it just messed up our whole whatever we had going on with our big man, even though Aiden already had pretty much decimated us before the Jackson Hayes thing started. So
Yeah, they're going. They were smartly went to Ankton early and got
yeah,
him going early. Chris Paul got him going early, and he slowed down late. Chris Paul took over late once again, and of course gave them what they needed. And he stalls out. Chris Paul had 7 points at halftime. So I mean, at some point, he picks his opportunities to get involved in these games. And when he does, he puts his foot down and make things happen. But DC, let's go over these team statistics, man. Let's get right on into it, man. Pelicans shot 38 of 79 for 48.1% versus the Suns 44 of 87 for 50.6. The Pelicans were 11 of 32 from downtown for
this killer right
34.4
here.
and 4 of 26 for the Suns, shooting 15% from downtown.
Can you
Ain't
believe
no
that
way in the
shit?
world the
And we
people should have won.
lost. And we
Shouldn't have,
lost.
no kind of way we should have lost this goddamn game.
Oh,
You look at the charity stripe, 22 of 27, 22 of 27 for 81.5%. Pelicans 24 of 31, 77.4%. Once we speak about free throws and shooting a higher clip, because if today that would have happened for you, that would have helped you
yeah.
in games like that. You seen CJ McCollum miss
Yeah, it
three.
was it was really on CJ, man.
He missed three of them.
CJ can't you can't do that, man. CJ got to work on his routine with free throws or something in the offseason, because CJ is a good free throw
Excellent
shooter
free
for
throw
his
shooter.
career. But for some reason this year he's just been completely off. I don't know why, man. Kind of weird.
77.4% from the charity stripe for the Pelicans. They did have 45 rebounds versus 35 rebounds, 11 of which was offensive. The assists was nowhere near what Willie would like. It was just 17 of them circulating the ball, 17 assists versus 26 by the Suns. 8 steals to 4 steals advantage Suns. The Pelicans are 5-3 on the block end. Turnovers, guess what? Suns only 6 turnovers on the night with 7 points
Yeah.
off turnovers versus the Pelicans 15 turnovers with 23 points off. 18-12 on fast break. The horrible points in the paint, 64-40 that we spoke about. And what's in the telling stat is, 15 turnovers versus a team that had 6 of them. And like I said, the Suns make you pay. They'll make you pay when you don't make them pay. And we had several times when down the court, the Pelicans did not make the Suns pay when they missed shots or did something erroneous, which they rarely didn't do in terms of their turnover. So efficient game there, and they did a good thing. They knew that they needed a better performance from Yankton. They got them going early, and Chris Paul it helped to facilitate and ultimately score to close the game out for the Pelicans. So I mean for the
Yeah.
Suns. So it was what it was. At one time, Pelicans had them by as much as 7 as the Suns were up at about 13. But if you take a look at some of the scoring by half, the Pelicans' worst half of basketball was the second half when they put up only 19 points versus 31, but they were able to get back into the game with a 31-22 performance in the third quarter and ultimately could not close the gap on the back end of the game. They had opportunities, and we did not capitalize off them. You could tell right around the 3-minute mark that the Pelicans were definitely not going to do it. They had opportunities and just could not close the game off. I was disappointed. I was happy on with Graham individually speaking, and we'll get into that. But we need a much better performance, and we need to kind of get our heads in this game. Great turnout in the Smoothie King Center for this matchup, a real good playoff environment. But the Pelicans failed to capitalize on that, man, to go ahead in the series. But DC, let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, as you point out, that second quarter was critical, man, because that's when things was real crazy. If we would just had a okay quarter, that second quarter, man, I mean, the game might have been different. Even though we got back into it, obviously after the third, we're very resilient. The Pelicans are pretty much at this point of what they are right now, a team that's I say a second half team. They make great adjustments after halftime and usually come out and either make the game close or go ahead and bring it on home. But couldn't do it tonight, man. Obviously, the turnovers were a thing. A lot of those turnovers, we had guys were getting fouled. That's the one little caveat I give. It's a lot of weird stuff going on with that, man. I mean, you had the JV thing, and then the Jackson Hayes thing right after. It was real crazy. JV had a putback, and they called a foul like he wasn't shooting, and guy stuck his hand in the rim and batted the ball out right, Q. And man, it's just anything that could go wrong went wrong for the Pels tonight. But ultimately, because they didn't handle business, they wasn't all locked in. Everybody wasn't focused. I was impressed with Bi tonight. I thought he did everything he could, other than get the assists we usually used to, and that's the next thing I'm getting at. 26 to 17 assists. I didn't like the fact that CJ and Bi, the ISO thing, man. Sometimes it's too much, you know, um, or it's just not the time for that. You heard Willie telling them, look, we chill with the ISO stuff. We got later in the game for that because you need to get these other guys involved, man. We're at home. Devontae Graham got it going a little bit. But other than him and that little spurt from Jose Alvarado, we really got nothing out of our other guys off the bench, man. With Bi and CJ staggering out there, I think you got to find a way to get them guys more involved offensively, and you got to run the offense, man. You're gonna have to run the point five and get the ball hopping around, and just also to keep Phoenix guessing because that's how we got them last game, man. When they thought we were gonna do this or do that, and they came with this, the Pelicans. They had faith in the other guys, and they kind of propelled the team and made it easier for CJ and Bi to score. You know what I mean? So 17 assists just ain't gonna cut it against the Phoenix Suns. And then the last thing I'll point out, man, obviously, well, I got to mention the rebounds. We run the rebound battle. So there's another game, 45 to 35 on the rebounds, and we lost. So usually to me, when we lose those games, we finding ways to lose. If you get 10 extra rebounds than the team, man, I mean that's 10 extra possessions. Like you shouldn't lose that game. Sometimes somehow we turned that into like 8 less shots. But 15% from 3-point line from Phoenix Suns, man. That is a stat. When I go back and look at this game again, you know, that'll always stick out to me, man. That we held Phoenix to 15% 3-point shooting, man, and we were not able to win this game. So regardless of what went on with the refs, the idiotic mistake by Jackson Hayes, looking at that stat combined with the rebounding, man, there's no way we should have lost this game. But obviously, there's still a learning experience for this team. We are young, so you know you got to live with it. You know they're gonna do better because I don't see them being able to play worse Sunday. And yeah, that's right, Slim South 504, no home cooking. And I mean, at some point we got to get some goddamn home cooking, right? You know what I mean? They got to balance it out this next game. The calls can't be so blatantly ridiculous. They'll have to call at least a fair game. So looking forward to that Sunday, man. But I guess we could go over these player statistics and talk about how good a few guys did.
Yeah, like I said, DC, it's just they had the team, and this is a part of the learning process, no doubt about it. I agree with the family members on that. We got a team. Most of these guys never been in the playoffs before, and in the playoffs, you have to be fundamental, and that's the big part about it. You know, you have to be fundamental. When you get to the free throw line, you got to hit your foul shots. You know, you can't turn the ball over in crucial moments of the game. And remember, the Phoenix Suns are the best in the NBA when it comes down to clutch plays and closing out games. They're the best team in the league in doing that. You know, they don't make stupid ass turnovers and bad plays. They're very smart. And you playing a
Right.
team with low errors here, making low errors and bad decisions. So you're gonna have to capitalize on the ones that they give you. You know, and it's a part of the game. And the fact that the matter the Suns fought as hard as they did, DC, and barely clipped the Pelicans by 3, meaning the Pelicans, they're learning on the fly. It's just you. I just wish we would have had Valanciunas's offensive performance today. Even 10 points would have been sufficient to beat this team. He just couldn't do a damn thing. You know, Ayton is renting space in his head. He doesn't want to use his. He's obviously bigger than Ayton. Doesn't want to use his size to make it hard on Ayton. Wear him out a little bit. Why don't you? Don't let him dunk on top of your goddamn
He
head
get
and
timid
you know.
sometimes, man. That
Yeah,
guy.
it's like I'm so sick of seeing that from him in these clutch moments. Big V, you got to show up and show out, dude. You can't be playing timid like this against Ankton because he's showing you out there. He's showing you up in these games. It's utter
But it's weird though,
domination by
Big Q.
Ankton in the one-on-one matchup between those two. Ankton's
I feel like
dominating.
Ankton did the same thing last game. JV kind of
Man,
punked him out last game.
but listen, DC, let me tell you something. But
They
Ankton
got a
is
weird matchup
saying I
going
can
on with
play.
them two, man.
I'm telling you, he's saying, listen, man, I can play with this dude. This dude ain't nothing, man. I'll rebound this dude. I'll block his shot. I'll even score on him. I'm showing, he's just stepping on Valanciunas, and he's not responding in the way you would want. And we're not asking the dude to score 30, but 10 points from Valanciunas tonight would have gave
Well,
him the effort. 6 stinking ass points on
in
5
in,
shots.
in, in his
What is it?
defense,
What he got? He just had surgery on his knees. He can't freaking jump. I mean, what
in
the
his
hell,
defense,
man?
in the fourth
And he's
quarter,
7 feet
man.
tall. The rim is what? How tall is the rim? 10 feet tall? You can't in your arm. How tall? I mean, come on, man. Come the hell on, dude. Come on. I
I
mean,
think he would have got 10
six
points
points,
if he could have found a way to
six
stay on the court in the fourth quarter
DC, 6 points.
without getting towed up in that pick and roll.
6 points is 6 points is not that's too little for Valanciunas. He played 26
Yeah.
minutes tonight. He had 5 shots. He was 1 of 5. He hit, and most of his points came from the charity stripe. He had 4 points from the free throw line. But you can't. But the matchup is his. The individual matchup between DeAndre Ayton and him. He has to take that matchup. He has to he has to show up for that matchup. He can't let Ayton do that to him, man. Where your guts and your courage at? Stop looking for the goddamn referees to save your ass, man. Start playing, man. Start dominating.
Right.
Make it at least wear Ankton out a little bit so he don't make you look like a world-class chump out there. That's what's going on. Ankton is showing them out. So I mean, at some point, it's just ridiculous, man. Adjustments have to be made on the Phoenix Suns bigs for real. The Phoenix Suns bigs are eviscerating the Pelicans down in the paint. And tonight, it was one of the key reasons why they lost tonight, because JaVale McGee around there playing around like he's Shaquille O'Neal or some damn body. JaVale McGee, crazy ass. But I mean, it's just silly, man, on every level. Let's go over the stats here. Ingram led the day,
Very,
man,
very
34
good, man.
points in 37 minutes. 11 of 19 from the field, 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. He was 9 of 10. I mean, from the foul line, 9 of 10. From downtown, he was 3 of 6. 34.7 rebounds in the matchup for him. 30 points for CJ McCollum in 41 minutes of action. 11 of 23. 4 of 11 from downtown. And, of course, the dreaded 4 of 8 from the charity stripe. 8 times he went in. He converted 50% of them. That is not the way to go, CJ, bro. But 30 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He had a block as well in the matchup. And then after that, you have to look Herb Jones in 40 minutes of action, 12 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and other things in his defensive effort. Then you have to go to the bench to find another score in Graham. And Graham was a guy that stepped up. What a pleasant surprise it was to see Devontae Graham in 13 minutes make his minutes count. He scored 12 points in 13 minutes. He was 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown, and he had 5 rebounds and an assist today for Devontae Graham. So he showed up pleasantly. Jose Alvarado in 17 minutes was 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. He finished with 9 points and an assist and a rebound there. And then, of course, Valanciunas, DC, 6 points, 11 boards in 26 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field, 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. Offensively, just wasn't there. He did have 4 turnovers in the matchup, but only 3 personal fouls. And then, of course, other places you got to look at here or there. Jackson Hayes in 10 minutes of action. He had 4 points, 6 boards, was hustling, and then, of course, gets tossed out on a stupid play when he just let whatever the dude is who talked a lot of mess. He just ran over the dude. Just ran the goddamn dude completely over and gets tossed out of the game. It was you can't do that, man. You can't do that. You can't let him. Jackson, bro, you got to grow the hell up, man. You can't go out there and let the dude that you talking trash. You can't run him over like that because the team needs your help. And then after that, he gets tossed, and then that'll have to be addressed. And I'm pretty sure Willie will handle that. Then not much other production off the bench. Larry Nance, usually pretty solid, gave him 2 points in 23 minutes tonight with 4 rebounds, a couple of blocks. Not much shaking with Larry tonight. Najee Marshall had 11 minutes. He turned out 2 points, 3 assists, and a rebound. No points for Trey Murphy in 23 minutes. Trey was blanks, shooting blanks. The gun was jammed. He was shooting blanks in the game. 23 points.
He ain't had enough bullets either.
Nah, he wasn't shooting. Yeah, DC 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from downtown. The gun was shooting blanks, offensively speaking. 0 pointage from Trigger Trey Murphy. He was jammed today. 3 rebounds in the matchup. Not much of an effort from the bench in whole. And then, of course, you're looking for Valanciunas to step up and match up with Ankton, because that's one of the biggest matchups that's really that's going to turn this series. Now, with Booker out, they're going to work through Ankton. And he responded in kind. This man, in 35 minutes tonight, he had 28 points and 17 rebounds. That man is in complete domination mode over Big V. Big V need to be ashamed of his goddamn self to let Ankton do that to him, man. And it's not just this game, but he was showing up the other games too when he's stepping up. And Valanciunas got to step up and show up against this guy. You can't let this guy dominate you in this one-on-one matchup. And, of course, Chris Paul does what he do, lay in wait, and then scored 7 points in the first half. And then in the back end of the game, snuck in there with facilitation. He had 14 assists and finished with 28 points from Chris Paul. So it's just ridiculous, man, at the end of the day. But the Pelicans have to make the proper adjustments to get this stuff going. DC, what is this comment you got? What's Kenneth saying? You always talking about a crazy guy. Y'all don't think JaVale McGee is crazy? Do I have to pull out that video of JaVale
No,
McGee
no. You
when he
talking
was
about
trying
Hayes,
to get
man.
the
You talking about
huh?
Hayes. You talking about
Hayes.
Hayes.
Crazy
We
ass
get
Hayes,
up here
man.
and all say we want a crazy guy to bring
No,
toughness
no,
and
no,
all
no.
that.
No, 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 no. Not, that's the difference between crazy and stupid. I don't want no stupid ass player, but I'm just saying a little crazy, a little like a Jose Alvarado. You see over Jose a little throw it off there, but he got that
Say
intensity.
Jose
That's
throw
what
it
we
off.
talk.
Damn, bro.
You can tell you like it's like he got a shot at like he
It's
drunk
real
some.
hype, man. Say the man throw it off.
It's like
I mean, how you be?
he like this is like it's like he got shot up with cocaine and sugar and fruit, and he like. Oh
Oh man,
man,
come
but
on,
listen,
man.
but I'm saying, bro, listen, that's what we talk about energy and intensity and stuff like that. He'll let throw it off, but I'm cool with that. But now JaVale McGee is crazy though. I put the video on, you can see for yourself. JaVale
Yeah, you
McGee
saw
showed off.
that how they were getting hyped up last game?
Oh my
I saw
goodness,
that.
that
I just knew for sure we was gonna win 3 games in a row after I saw that
man.
bullshit.
After yeah, I'm pretty sure the family
They must
members
go to
seen
the
that.
house.
It
They
was
couldn't even
barking. Did
bark.
y'all
They
see
couldn't even
that?
bark aggressive.
DC,
What
they
type of
ain't happy
barking that
barking.
was?
That well, listen, the big dog in the house behind Chris Paul, it was Ankton, and Deandre Ayton showed up and made Big V the pooch. You can't call Big V playing like this. He Lil V until he reclaimed himself in this series. DC, my goodness, DeAndre Ayton is handling business against Valanciunas, and Valanciunas has to respond. He cannot let him do that. He can't let him do it. DC. But go ahead, bro. You want who do you want to talk about, if anybody?
Uh, I'm gonna talk about one person, man. I reserve the right to. I'm a little disappointed this game, but we're young. I figured we probably do it in 6 or 7 if we would pull it out. You know what I mean? So to me, the only thing that was really impressive. I mean, I could give a sidebar to CJ. Obviously, he did pretty good tonight. I was a little perplexed by some of his shot selection and shot timing. Wishing that he didn't kind of shoot some shots so early in the shot clock without nobody touching the ball. But CJ did his job, man. He did his thing tonight. He gave us 30. You know what I mean? 9 assists. Uh, Got to get back to the stats here. He had 39 assists, or 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. So, you know, he showed up. But
Right.
to me, I feel like this just was a wasted game for BI, man. BI came ready to play, man. He came ready to play. BI was very efficient tonight. He was hitting tough shot after tough shot after tough shot. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. Even when the game was out of reach, he just kept hitting 3 after 3. Got a 3-point play. Well, got fouled from 3-point line and got threes. Man, Bi was doing everything he could for us to win. He actually was playing pretty good defense too. That was I guess the lone bright spot to me. But everybody else, man, minus I guess Devontae Graham, Jose Alvarado off the bench, because you definitely could mention them. Herb Jones definitely came through for the most part, but just not enough, man. Not enough. We seem like we wasn't on 10, like we was on 8.5. You know what I mean? And to be able to beat this Phoenix team, man, you're gonna have to be on 10. You're gonna have to stay on 10. Because I think if we can play to our full potential, like they were, obviously we would beat them. But what we got tonight, man, ain't really a lot of performances to be happy about. I mean, if you want to sit up here and talk about performances that you're disappointed with, I'll point out Jackson Hayes, because the fact that he played 10 minutes and he had already had 6 rebounds and 4 points. I mean, he played 18 minutes. You don't know what type of impact he would have had, because we didn't need much to get us over the hump to be able to win this game, even though we played horribly at times during this game, and we played real good at times. We just was missing a little bit extra, you know what I mean, to get us over the hump and go ahead and take it home. he could have been a little bit of that spark that we needed, man. But we'll never know because he got himself kicked out of the game. So
Right.
that'll be it, bro. For us, these player statistics. I ain't really trying to go over all
Ain't
these
done.
guys and all them stats. We took a L, man. We definitely didn't have no help from the refs, but we definitely took this L ourselves because we fucked it up. You know what I mean? Can't put it all on Hayes though, Marcus. He didn't cost us
DC,
the game. You know what I
DC,
mean?
the Pelicans lose this game by 3, 114 to 111. The Phoenix Suns had 6 turnovers in this game. The Pelicans had 15. 3
Yeah.
points. So what I'm saying is bright spot time, silver lining time, right? Pelicans are not getting blown out in these contests. The Phoenix Suns, despite now, they had 6 turnovers for the entire game. They were celebrating Chris Paul's what was it, 0 turnovers? 0
Zero
turnover.
turnovers in the last 2 games and the most assists ever in 2 games back to back in the playoffs. So he had
And
a 14 assist night tonight and the
and
other
these
night.
and they barely winning. So
Yeah,
if the
he's playing
it's not
phenomenal, man. Chris
that
Paul damn near
he's
played perfect, bro.
but that's what I'm saying. Chris Paul is playing legendary basketball right now for the Phoenix Suns over the last several contests. Follow me on this one. Hear me now. Hear me. The Pelicans, hear me. Now you know where that comes from, DC. But listen, the reality is that the Suns and Chris Paul is playing legendary basketball right now, fam. They had 6 turnovers as a team tonight in the Smoothie King Center, and they only won by 3 points. What I'm saying is they're playing some really good basketball without one of their top players, and they're barely beating the Pelicans. So what I'm saying is it's not even drastic things that the Pelicans have to do to win these games. This game was the Pelicans. This was one that they let get away from them. This could have been won simply at the foul line. You see what I'm saying? So it's not nothing drastic that the Pelicans have to do to beat the Suns. They just have to stop making so many defensive errors, turnovers, and they have to be more fundamental. And I was saying, when you playing a really good team, this is the best team in the Western Conference that sit up there with 64 wins. They're missing their top player, but it takes legendary performances by Chris Paul and Deandre Ayton, who's usually that's not what he does, consistently to beat you by 3. So if we can just fix the fundamental stuff, and the biggest thing, DC, that we need to bring into game 4 is we have to come up with an adjustment for DeAndre Ayton so he doesn't do that, offensively speaking. And we also have to come up with an adjustment with JaVale McGee, because over the wins that the Suns' dad had, those bigs were crucial to help them get that. So we're gonna have to come up with adjustments for both of those players. We have to. We can't ignore it anymore, because that's how they're thriving. So I had to say, so that's what I'm saying. Fundamental stuff is they're not beating or stumping us or blowing us out by 15 and 20 points here. They won barely tonight by 3, and it was a pitch patch game down in the end when you had to keep fouling all this kind of nonsense. But the Pelicans are in these contests in one move there or here. You're going to have to handle your business, because this team don't make many mistakes. You have to learn how to close out, and you have to do it fast. Or you're going to turn around by Sunday night and be finding yourself down the series 3-1, headed to Phoenix, looking at them shutting you out. So, I mean, at some point, I know Coach Willie going to talk to him, but adjustments have to be made on Phoenix's bigs, because that's a major problem. And attitude adjustment has to be put in the mind of Valanciunas. Lil V is going to have to step up and show out in this contest against this dude for the rest of the series. He can't let Ayton handle him like that. And the Pelicans overall have to have more of a fundamental turnout as a team to beat Phoenix. It won't be easy, but the Pelicans are in the ring with this club, and they have to play better fundamentally, and they have to get it quick because time is running out. So go ahead, DC, comment on that, fam. And we're gonna open up the lines, let some of the family members chime in up in this thing.
That's a major adjustment for me with Big V. They have to find a way to get him involved. If anything, I think he's very, very useful, even if his shots aren't falling with creating fouls. You know what I mean? So Well, you gotta get those bigs to fear something. Okay, they're
I'm gonna
cooking
address
you.
Sean in a
You
second. Hold
don't
on,
have
Sean.
your
I got you.
shot going. You don't have your offensive game going. Make them foul you though, man. I mean, get something going. You gotta force feed him till he gets something going, man. We need him. You know, what I mean, without Zion, that is our guy in the post. That's our post presence. So we consistently need double figures from Big V or a combination of Big V, Jackson Hayes, and Nance. So Nance ain't had nothing going tonight. He looked a little wore out, like maybe them extra little couple of minutes he played was too much for him or something. 0 for 3 from 3-point line. Like, I mean, our bigs, that whole thing was just messed up, you know, and obviously they all probably were thrown off by the Jackson Hayes thing because it messes up the rotation and probably what the game plan was. I would have liked to see Willie Herman Gomez just for the simple fact that I mean it couldn't have got any worse, right? How the way that their bigs were cooking us. I mean, who knows? Maybe Willie had a tough 5 minutes or something where he could have at least balanced it out with what he can
Yeah,
do on the offense. And we
big
know he's
against
not a
big.
great defender,
Yeah,
but
but
he
he'll
can
make
score,
right.
you
He'll
know,
make
so
JaVale
he
have to
can
work a
balance
little
it
bit.
out that way. You know what I mean? But just leaving Nance out there and JV, I mean, it was pretty bad. Nance did have a lot of positive plays defensively tonight, but for whatever reason, he just couldn't put the ball in the basket, couldn't get anything going. Shot a lot of shots and stuff. We saw him make a lot of those 3-point shots, but tonight I don't know what was going on with him, man. But they definitely gotta find a way to not let Chris Paul do what he does. I think this next game we play, they're gonna try to highlight somebody else, and we're gonna try to game plan against that because that's kind of what they did the other time. Yeah, game one, Chris Paul went off like this, and then they went to Devin Booker, you know, in game two, which he wound up not playing the game. We won. And then game three, we went back to Chris Paul of game one. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's the way we were covering him where he felt comfortable or that was their game plan all along. But I know with the way that the bigs played, it'd been kind of hard to trap him and blitz him and all of that stuff. All he got to do is throw up an alley. I mean, we pretty much had no bigs playing any defense worth it for the most part. Larry Nance did, you know, have some bright spots, but if you trap him, all you got to do is push the ball around, get it to one of the bigs, man. It's buckets. So I understand why we didn't trap him tonight. Didn't understand why we didn't trap him game one, but maybe we didn't trap him game one because Willie Green was scared what was going to happen, like what happened tonight.
Yeah, it's obvious that adjustments have to be made, man. No doubt about it. In the matchup, adjustments most certainly have to be made, and you can't have stuff like this. And we're showing the Jackson Hayes just pummel, just running over. Look at that. That's like a football block or something. I don't know what Jackson thought he was doing right there, and that's just was that was stupid. And Willie gonna have to get them together on that, man. You know that was he just just I don't know what that just mushed the man. You know, and Crowder ain't gonna take that shit,
That
man.
was
You
that
see
was
Crowder
that
got
was
hot.
I'm gonna get you back lick, man. Crowder did something to him, or
He
maybe
was
one of the
talking to him.
guys that we didn't see. And that was just like I'm gonna get you back shot. You know, what I mean,
Crowder
it
ain't
wasn't
like
supposed to
that,
be
man.
highlighted on the camera. The ref wasn't supposed to see it. It was supposed to just be a regular foul. If the ref saw it, he never thought he was gonna get kicked out the game for that, because that's the main thing he said. I was reading his lips when they walked over to him and was telling him what he did wrong. He's like, for that, y'all put
Yeah.
me out for that? Yeah,
Yes. We're gonna throw you out
yeah.
of here for that.
Who you think you is? You know what I mean?
For
You
that,
on
yes.
thin ice. You ain't Joker. You ain't the
Yeah,
Joker. You can't be doing all that shit. They throw you out for that. So, man, it's a hell of a lesson to learn. But I don't think Jackson Hayes that damn dumb and crazy to where he'll ever do that again. So hopefully he learn from it, and the Pels can learn from it, man. We can't and we not make no more bonehead mistakes going into these other 4 games.
yeah, it's gonna be fun, man, watching the rest of the way. But the link is in the chat, fam. We'll be going it's already 1 o'clock. Uh, so we're gonna bring in a few family members, maybe an hour or so worth of broadcasting. So if you want to get in here, get on in. We got the link pinned into the top of the chat. Let us know what your thoughts is on why you feel like the Pelicans lost this game. What is your take? Feel free to hit the link in the description section. Excuse me, in the chat. That's pinned to the top of the chat. You can hit that sucker and pop up here. We got Trey Joseph chiming in right now. We're gonna put Trey on the line. Trey, what's popping, baby?
Who's that trade?
Who that to you, DC? Who that to you, Q? You
Who that,
already know
baby?
the deal is
Who
ESPN,
that?
TBS, TNT. They can't fuck with us over here at the Pelican
Much
Post
love,
Game
Trey.
Report and the Sports
Much
Coma,
love, Trey.
man. I only got a couple things to say, you know what I'm saying? I thought the free throw shooting, like I said, at the end of the play-in game was going to be a problem, and it was. It showed its face in Game 3. That's okay. We can bounce back from that. It's not every day that you have a bad shooting from the free throw line. You're one of your best players missing 3 free throws. That's cool. Take that lick. What I'm most disappointed in is Jackson Hayes, man. That play, that whatever the football move he put on him was definitely a flagrant 2. I don't know, DC. I know you said that shouldn't have been an ejection. He's out of there. Like,
That
you
was an
cannot
ejection, DC.
forcefully make contact
Yeah.
like that and, like, what is shin? Not shin check him. When you forearm check somebody in basketball, you can do that in.
That's what we need to do, man.
Oh, I'm
Man,
sorry.
show they pregame from the game too. Q, put that up there.
Okay.
Then you can show that picture right after.
Yeah, but that play gave the Suns life. Like, you cannot fire up an NBA team like that. Like, you see that you coming at one of our homies, one of our riders. We're gonna have to show you. Gonna show you what we riding for, who we riding with. Like, that's something you cannot do against a team. Like, they're gonna take that personally. And right after that happened, look who got the ball. Jay Crowder went straight to work and gave us at least 8,
Nah,
9
that wasn't
points.
goaltending.
Oh, that's definitely goaltending.
Well, it wasn't goaltending, Q, because
Or
it wasn't
foul.
a foul. He didn't grab his arm right there either.
That's a foul. You're making contact with his left hand. They
They
flagged
missed
But
that
that.
they say
boundary.
he made contact. He made contact before Big V shot it. They was doing all type of bogus shit with them calls, man.
I didn't know. I would have paid attention to that. Oh man, I was wow.
Them
But
calls,
that
he
reminds
had
me.
a lot of
Appreciate it,
bogus
Q.
calls, man. You had a bad foul on Jose. You had probably two bad fouls on Bi. You got CJ McCullough getting pushed by Devin Booker, who was on the bench, and nobody sees that. You had a lot of little foolishness going on, right? I mean, I could see why Jackson Hayes was a little frustrated, even though he, shouldn't have did that. But you
That
had a
was a
lot of
flop.
BS calls, man. You had a lot of BS
100%.
calls.
Boom. Look how
But
little
we still got to the free
opportunity
throw
it
line
is.
31 times. So I mean, you can't say that's why you lost the game. They was doing stuff and messing up our momentum, but you gotta overcome that, man.
For sure. I want to know why Big V is not attacking, giving him the work on the offensive end. Like, if he's destroying you on the defensive end, that's cool, but make him tired, make him work on his defensive end. Get him in foul. If we get DeAndre in foul trouble, it's over with. He can't produce. He can't be a defensive asset to their team. He's on the bench. How you gonna produce from when you're on the bench? We need him to be in foul trouble, or at least have McGee in foul trouble, so we can have a level playing field. It'd be 1-on-1 on the boards, and we have a more. I feel we have an advantage if it's 1-on-1 on the boards instead of 2-on-1. With Jackson Hayes being gone, I mean, it's kind of a level playing field when Jackson Hayes and Big V are on the floor at the same time on the boards. Maybe even have an advantage our way, but when it's 2-on-1, there's nothing we could do on the boards in that aspect, and we need some help down there with just Big V because everybody else ain't grabbing boards. Vi really ain't grabbing no boards. Somehow, oh boy, Devontae Graham grabbed a couple of boards, but I want him to be traded anyway. I don't know why you like him so much, DC. Like, I want Devontae Graham gone.
Man, hold up,
Yeah.
man.
He had 13 points tonight, Trey.
Hold up,
Pelicans would have lost by a lot
hold
more
up.
if it wasn't for Trey. So he actually
It's
performed
it's
tonight.
a running joke with Big Q. He always finds these guys and attaches me to them. I was supposedly an Eric Bledsoe supporter. as well, according to Big
Said
Q.
it on several dozen shows on last season.
You say one thing and just and I'm getting them in the cash app. And Devontae Graham became one of them guys. But yeah, I'm not no huge supporter of Devontae Graham. I do think he's extremely talented, but I don't think it's gonna work for us. And I've said on several shows that he need to be gone all season because I
Yes,
don't think it's gonna work. And I was hanging on to want to see him with Zion, but I don't think it's gonna work. But tonight, ain't really the night to be saying that because the dude had a pretty decent game tonight. I can't blame Devontae Graham for anything that happened out there, pretending us losing the game. You know what I mean? All he did was come and give you 12 points off the bench on 50% shooting. We're gonna be mad at that. You don't expect him to play much defense. He's not in there to be getting rebounds, even though he did that. He got a huge rebound on that after Nance got that jump ball, which should have went to CJ, and they were able to finesse the refs, and he got that rebound, But other than that, man, Devontae Graham ain't been consistent, so I ain't begging for him to be on this team. Now that's what you heard. Now y'all can spin that the way y'all want to talk about cash apps and all that.
But he the last dude. All the rest of them that stepped up and had some level of consistency on the back end of the season. Graham was the only one. So you're looking at your clock and like it's about time for this dude to show up. And he gave him a 13-point.
I'd rather have NAWQ at this point.
I'd rather have Kyron Lewis at this point. I want him with Altuve to be on the court at the same time and see what that look like.
The reality is tonight, Devontae Graham led the bench in scoring. Tonight, he was the guy. So, I get what you're saying from a long range standpoint that you don't want him on the squad. I understand that aspect of it. But tonight, and we're going to need all of those guys, including Graham.
We're going to need them, man.
We're going to need them big time. You know what I'm saying, Trey? We're going to need those guys to step the hell up and do what they need to do in this series, man, because we got a quick turnaround with the Suns on Sunday night, rather. And it won't be easy, and we need the Pelicans to kind of to get it together, ASAP.
Q, do you think they're going to shoot that bad again, the Suns? They shot terrible tonight on the three-point line. Because it's going to be tough if they start shooting good from the three-point line.
No, I don't think that. You don't often see the Suns struggle like that. The Pelicans outshot them from the three-point line drastically in this matchup, bro. The Pelicans, what were they? 11 of 32. They hit 11 of them, and the Suns hit, like 4 three-pointers?
Like 4.
Yeah, 4. There was 4 of 26. And they still win the game because we didn't do what we needed to do to close out. We had several opportunities in this matchup to finish the game. We just you got to put this team away. You can't let them loll about. And like in a couple of drives when the Pelicans were coming down. Listen, I'm just saying this is just off of my recollection of what I remember, what I was pissed about watching this game. Number one, the unintelligent switching. I keep saying that dumb switching. I always say that.
You know the pick and roll coming.
You know it's coming, and you switch.
Slide over that shit, man.
But I'm saying that when they switch and it's unintelligent switching, and what I mean by unintelligent is that they're switching into mismatch that are benefiting Phoenix. Like you'll see Jose Alvarado switch into a matchup where he's picking up JaVale McGee. What you doing? Why? What are you doing that for? And then it's just unintelligent switching that was happening throughout the game that was aiding the Phoenix Suns scoring. Unintelligent switching. That was number one to me that I seen. And then, of course, number two was just the unfundamental style of play. We had we're letting these guys get to the rim. We did a better performance tonight than what we did in the first matchup when we lost, where they just got to the iron whenever they want. But we have to do a better job of knowing when guys are hot, locating who is hot, because they're carrying the game in certain aspects. Not all these guys are hot at the same time. Ankton is carrying the game early on for him, like they showed today. They was feeding him, he got going early, and then toward the back end, you seen Chris Paul facilitate and set up 14 assists to several players to kind of piece things together. And then he opportunely took it over in the fourth quarter and went from scoring 7 points to 28, 26, whatever he had tonight. He just incrementally did it on fall away shots, very difficult shots. Chris Paul is a monster. He's great. But at the same time, you can't let Chris Paul facilitate and do that. And one of the family members astutely said that, let somebody else kill you, not name Ayton or Chris Paul. If Chris Paul's killing you, he's getting everybody involved.
It's kind of hard to do when the play that they're running involves those two guys 50% of the time, and we have no answer for it, man.
No answer
when
for
we
that.
High pick and roll. But the high pick and roll has been killing the Pelicans. I feel like for the last 3 years, like they could not figure out the high pick and roll, man.
And this is not. And
it's not better this year, but I mean it was horrible last year, even with Steven Adams. So
there wasn't much of a. But even when they had Van Gundy operating, that defensively speaking, they did better. But at the same time, it's like defense is an attitude. The Pelicans finally have the attitude to want to play defense with guys like Herb and Jose and Najee. They have the attitude to play defensively. You see that play, but it has to be in certain aspects of the game. The money time. You see Phoenix click on, and then those guys know what they need to do to make things happen. You see the defense stiffen up. You see them start running that 2-3 and then moving around and make sure they lock in on certain guys that they know. And then you see BI, because they were all over BI, but BI was making the shots in guys' face. Several times you've seen BI making shots up in your boy's face, and anybody trying to put their hand up, he's still twisting and turning around, falling away, hitting shots in their goddamn face. He was on.
So he looked just like how he looked in the game too, to be honest. BI, his play didn't really fall off from game 2. He just didn't get the assist like he got the other night.
I said the same thing to DC, and I'm pissed about the attitude of Valanciunas. Valanciunas is getting up in there. He the biggest goddamn guy on the floor, and he getting pushed around like Jose Alvarado is 6 feet tall, and he's showing way more heart than Big V is doing right now. Lil V, I'm gonna call him Lil V. So I see a better performance out of him. Lil V is out there showing his ass. He ain't doing nothing out there. He got some rebounds, but offensively speaking, if Lil V was able to get 10 points tonight, the Pelicans wouldn't win. So you can't let Deandre, and I'm saying it over and over again, because NBA is a game of matchups. You cannot let Ayton, who's your guy you guarding, sit up there and do what he's doing to you, and you sit up there turning out 6 points, and this son bitch sitting up here with 28 points. How could you look yourself in the mirror?
In a row, either Ayton was shooting.
You said 10 points? Yeah, 6.
6 points. 6 points. And what Ayton had? 28 points.
28. He got 21 points in the first half.
And 28 points and 17 boards. So that means he's killing Valanciunas both ways. Not only is he scoring to help them filling the load that Booker's missing, but he's also rebounding the ball as well. And Big V can't let him do that. Big V, Lil V, you got to get going and you got to handle the business, because Ayton is killing your ass right now, man. He's killing you. Straight up murdering Big V. And they have to find an answer for McGee and Ayton to stop them guys from murking the Pelicans.
Gotta get them in foul trouble, man. Go at them on offense.
I don't know if that, but Trey, they tried that. Remember, Ayton had clearly fouled, I think it was Big V, and they gave a foul to Crowder. And I'm like, hold on, what? What?
Yeah, that's right.
You see? So that's like, hold on here. And that's why people was upset because they even had a kickball. The guy kicked the ball. Referee still ain't call that.
No, CJ. That was CJ. Passed the ball, and it was a damn kickball. They ain't called nothing.
Nothing. It's like, man, hold on. Wasn't that a kickball? How you not call a kickball? It's easy. So, I mean, it was just...
Every time you made a mistake, they seen what your ass did, though.
Oh, it's constantly. Because and that's what I'm saying about the thing is that Big V has to grow a pair, man. For real, Big V. You got to grow a pair. You can't let the man murk you like that in there. That's number one. Number two, we got to have a better performance on the dumbass, unintelligent switches where we switching into matchups that Phoenix wants you to do. You can't do that. And then another thing is you have to be smarter when you coming down the court, and then you just jacking up shots and nobody set up to even get the rebound. Don't just shoot the ball early in the progression of the drive. You just jack up the shot. No, this is the playoffs. This is not preseason, or even the regular. This is playoff basketball. You got to play with more intelligence here. You got to play with more intelligence. You can't go down there and jack up the shot and don't even let your rebounder get in place to get the second chance, the stick back or the offensive rebound. Come on, man. Think for a second. So we have to make these adjustments because you're playing a team that's fundamental. They know how to get in position. They know how to set up everything. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And when they do make mistakes, you got to make them pay. And you got to play with heart, and you got to match these guys. And I still love my team. I won't never stop. And with all that, I was saying,
we play with heart.
Only lost by 3
they play
tonight.
with a lot of heart, man.
But intelligence is also a part of it. They got to bring that up because the Suns are intelligent. You're going to have to do better on defense to stop what these teams doing. You got to neutralize them to a degree. We got to come up with answers for what Ayton and JaVale McGee is doing and other things. I just said what I'm going to say about
CP3
that.
thing, too cute. CP3 got to the mid-range like 4 or 5 times. Like, easily.
And guys,
can't let him get to the mid-range.
You can't let him do that. He does that same little two-step every time. He'll get there and then get that little spot right there and take that shot. It's a yeah, he's comfortable there. And the Pelicans know it all the time, and they keep running the same shit. He ducks behind Ayton, and then while the guy looking and he's swerving around, he pulls up from that little shot, from that little range there, and knock the shot down from 10 or 12 feet. Come on, bro. They not doing nothing overly complicated. You just have to be on your stuff. We have to if we want it.
No, he just like B.I. He's looking for the mid-range every time. That's all you gotta just make sure he don't get no comfortability in the mid-range, and we stopping him. He either gonna miss the shot or pass it to Ayton. One of the two. I'll take an Ayton shot over a Chris Paul shot every time.
Coach Willie has to come up with something, and he got to come up with something quick, family. Is the next matchup, game 4, is Sunday afternoon. So he has to come up with something quick to neutralize what Phoenix is doing. And despite all of that, what I just said, they only lost by 3 points. So we don't need a perfect game. Just cut off the unintelligent switching and hit your foul shots. Hit your foul shots. Hit the foul shots, bro, please.
Regardless of all the talk, man, I wonder if they actually maybe were feeling themselves a little bit. Maybe we was buying our own hype. I know we as fans were really excited, or not fans, but we as the flock, we were excited, thinking the Pels were going to get this game and possibly the next game, and some people were as ambitious to say end the game after that, so I wonder what their mind frame was, if they made a mistake in mentality, man, and thinking that they were just gonna get this game. I don't know if they maybe came out realizing it was gonna be as difficult, realizing that or forgetting that, it's us versus the world. Like, we are playing the refs too. You always got to remember that. We don't have a luxury for a lot of these errors. The little things we got to stay on top of. Just because you're not shooting well, or this ain't going right and that ain't going right, that's okay. But you can't make some of the mistakes we're making this game, as well as, just like you were saying, the whole situation with Chris Paul, like both of y'all were saying, the whole situation with Chris Paul and Ayton. I mean, that's basically what killed us tonight, man. We basically shut down Cam Johnson, whatever they thought they was gonna get from him. Mikal Bridges ain't really do nothing. They bench wasn't hurting you, other than JaVale McGee. It was DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, JaVale McGee. And we got a heavy dose of that all night. Never really figured out how to stop that. When we finally did slow it down, Chris Paul just took over and gave us a repeat of what we saw in game 1. And we defended it and did the same thing that we did in game 1. And as you said, Q, unintelligent switching, just giving them the advantage. Like, it's one thing for them to hit tough shots, but to go down late in the game and just get every look that you want, it's unacceptable. I mean, Chris Paul is a phenomenal player, point guard, yes, but he can't get every shot down the stretch that he won't for the majority of the stretch. Like, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be some plays, ain't nothing you can do about that. But it was almost too easy at times, for them. Every time we score or do something, they answering the bell, and it just was too easy. If I didn't know any better, the way our team played at times, it almost looked like we was on a back-to-back or something. We just looked a little lackadaisical. And then we would fight back, show our heart, our toughness, fight back, get in it, and then just lose focus again, man. So I don't know what the adjustments are going to be, but we definitely need some major adjustments on that pick and roll, on what we're going to do with that and how we're going to defend DeAndre Ayton, because he's obviously the next guy up. Chris Paul is numero uno, obviously. He was running the show before that. But Devin Booker was that scorer. And now DeAndre Ayton looks like he's going to take that role, and they're going to try to feed him. So knowing that, them showing us what they're going to do, we're going to have to prepare for that. But we still got a tall task in being able to shut down all the other guys, because I'm hard-pressed to believe we're going to hold the Phoenix Suns to 15% from three-point line again in this series. That would be amazing if we're able to do that in another game. So you can't really bank on that. So I think this game, you had a prime opportunity in front of you, catching them not really being at their best, even though they had players that played perfectly. And we kind of dropped the ball, man. So it's going to get even harder from this point, because now they beat us at home, and they're not going to fear coming in there in game 4. So it's up to us to step in and turn up the intensity and take it to the next level, to where we could find a chink in their armor. So looking forward to game 4, man, seeing what the Pels going to do Sunday. That's the beautiful thing about this. It's Friday, you got Saturday, and then they turn around and play right again on Sunday. So we'll be right back here. We ain't got to soak in this sorrow of this atrocity we saw tonight for too long.
Quick turnaround indeed. All
Yeah.
right, DJ, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, bro. What's your
Yeah,
spiel on it?
fuck
What you
up,
think?
DJ.
What's going on? Hey, why are we not playing Willie on the second unit?
Because we playing Larry Nash, Jackson Hayes, and Lil V. That's 3 bigs, man. You ain't gonna see too many teams play 3 centers, let alone more than that. Probably could have
Okay,
got some minutes tonight, though. I see what you're saying.
yeah. So
You
with
need to
that
try
being,
something.
yeah, we need to try something, because if Jackson Hayes, God forbid, if he ever do that shit again, we should play Willie at the 5, Larry Nash at the 4, either Najee Marshall or Trey Murphy at the 3, or whatever they go with, and Jose Verrado at the 1.
Okay. I guess you gonna have CJ or Brandon Ingram at the 2.
He just
Possibly.
named,
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
That ain't a bad lineup, man. I'm
Not off
curious
the
to see what
bench.
it
Yeah,
does. Defensively, I don't think it would have helped anything with DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee, but we probably definitely could have got some more points in the paint with Willie out there. That's for sure.
Hey, do you think Chris Paul can keep up his level of production if we do take us to 7 games? Like, do you think he'll have enough in the tank to be able to?
Yep. I think so, because Chris Paul
No.
takes he kind of, if you notice how Chris Paul does, he has moments when he's inactive. Like he'll just, he'll be in the game and he'll facilitate a little bit here, you make a layup here, and then he waits for moments in the game to start making moves. I mean, and it happened in game 1, it happened tonight, in which he waited for spots in the moments of the games when they became stagnant, and he decided to start facilitating and scoring. And at some point, the Pelicans need to start defending what he's doing, because they know what he's doing. They just got to do a better job of defending what he's doing. Once again, we only lost by 3 tonight, despite all the stuff that we was talking about. But you can't let the Phoenix Suns make it, man. They'll crush your ass, man. Like, especially in the clutch moments, this team is undefeated. In the clutch moments when they go into that sucker and they have the lead, that team, they have killer instinct. They'll put you away. And Chris Paul, I ain't gonna say he naps during the game or take plays off. That's not what I'm saying. But he's really opportunistic. He'll wait for errors. He has laws in play where he gathers rest and then he gets active. Then he'll lull, then he'll get active. And you see it in certain aspects in the start of the first half of the game and toward the back end of the game. He comes, it's like he's freaking Batman or somebody, or Superman. It's like you call him and you need, oh, Batman, man, shoot the bat signal. We need some help. And then Batman miraculously get there before the man stabs the lady. He ropes the guy up and and saves the lady. That's what Chris Paul is to his team. When they're lulled and the Pelicans are coming, and the Pelicans go on a 12-0 run or a 12-1 run on the Suns, and it's looking dire, and here come Chris Paul facilitating, making plays, making shots to make things happen. So, no, I think he definitely would be okay, lulling out, inactive, lulling out. That's what I noticed from how Chris Paul plays for the last couple of years.
And that's what I see as well, but I see it a little different, Q. I see he obviously does that throughout the game. But I see Chris Paul, brother Trey, like he gonna have a good game like that tonight, and then the next game he gonna fall back a little bit. But the facilitation and running the offense is always gonna be there every game. But as far as him scoring like how he did tonight, he gonna be a little more tired, a little more sore. So I mean, he Chris Paul, so he's still gonna get buckets, but he might not turn all the way up like you saw him turn up tonight in Game 4. You're gonna be looking for Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson or a Crowder or somebody else who got it going that night. Along with they gonna probably have to put all their trust in DeAndre Ayton. So obviously he's the number one guy going forward, and they're gonna be looking for that other hot hand, and they're gonna try to ride that to where Chris Paul won't have to do so much, because you saw that in Game 2. That was kind of how we got a victory. They were trying to do that same thing. He just couldn't get it going, man. He wasn't the same guy that he was the night before. He was still getting open shots and stuff, but it just was like he was a little off, and him being older, I think him being older, man, it's just hard to do that consistently, like on quick turnarounds. If you notice this game right here, he torched us, right? They had 3 days of rest. The other game he torched us. They was coming off a bunch of rest, right? So now you got a game where they get a day of rest and they got to come back. I don't think Chris Paul will torch us like that in that game where he don't have as much rest, because he's a lot older, so you just can't keep that level of play up every night, man. So I don't, but at the same time, I see the facilitation always being there. Chris Paul, so one of the greatest point guards ever played.
I love your optimism, DC.
What's up, brother? Who this is in here?
Donald.
That's Donald. What's up, Donald?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Danny, man. What's good with you, baby?
I'm disgusted. I sound like a thing. Disgusted. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, you can't let Chris Paul cook in the fourth quarter like this all day.
Right.
Not with no switching on no big man. That ain't gonna work. That cannot happen. Period. Can't do that. No. Unacceptable. Period. You can't allow that to happen.
What do you think we should change to not allow that to happen?
No, we gotta trap him. You gotta trap him. That's what you gotta do. You gotta trap him. From the beginning to end of the game, you gotta trap him. He didn't beat me in the fourth quarter. Somebody else could have beat me. Period. But it is what it is. We fought, but that ain't good enough. You should have won that one. That's the game we gotta win. You let it out of the building. You can't let them come to your house and beat you like that. You can't do it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not happy about it.
Hey, Donald, do you think if you go to Herb Jones and say, Herb, I know you're a rookie, Donald, but I need you to be on Chris Paul like white on rice for this next game.
Why not?
Don't let him.
You about to
Fight
get
as
fired
hard as you
up.
can
That's
on
why
the
they took
double
him off.
screen. Don't worry about switching. Just stay on Chris
I'm
Paul
not
all
switching.
night long. Do you think
That's what
that
I'm saying.
helps?
Why am I switching? Why are we switching in the playoffs? That's what I'm like. Why the hell am I doing that? I'm not doing that. It ticks me off right now. And okay, Jackson Hayes, he got ejected, but why not use Willie Herman Gomez in the rotation? That's not big. That's size. Why not use it? Let's rebound. Come on, man. Then you start using Barry Jones in the full court. Like, why would I start from him? I don't care if he is struggling. Use that guy. He's that size. They go. Shit. I mean, and then we lost the turnover battle. We had like what 14 turnovers in this game. They had like what 6. I'm like, that's supposed to be them, but then we McCollum didn't make the free throws.
Donald, we can't hear you, bro. You sound like you popping popcorn, bro.
No, McCollum didn't make his free throws in this game. That's what upsets me about it. I'm like, come on, man. You're shooting your guard. You can't even shoot 7% from the free throw line. Come on. We're all gonna do better. Period. We gotta look at this tape and get better from it. That's all I can tell you.
I got one better for you. Can we just start Jose at the 1, CJ at the 2, B.I. and Herb and Jonas and see how that works out?
No. I'm not changing the lineups. I'm just saying in games like this.
No, because
you
look,
with your guys.
You gotta look at it. If Chris Paul is damn near 6'1", 6 foot, Jose is 6 foot.
6 foot.
CJ, I mean, yeah.
Chris Paul
start
6
Jose.
foot.
Jose can't guard Chris Paul, DJ.
Go to
That's not
CJ,
happening.
B.I., Herb, and Jonas, and see how that works out. Cause it seemed like CJ can't defend Chris Paul either.
Why not? Well, he's gonna have to. That's his job. They gotta step up.
Yeah, but I still like my chances of Jose starting at the 1. Because we all know Devontae Graham can't do it.
No, you know what's crazy? He actually had a good game today. In my opinion,
Facts.
He did good. Actually, you know what? He actually did good. That's what I'm talking about. But he came out the bench and actually got minutes and got points. I said that's good. But
that's great. Yeah. He actually did his job for a chance. But at the same point in time, I still would like to see Jose at the 1, CG's at the 2, and vice versa, and then switch it up. After either the first time out or however they do it.
Yeah, because I'm like, this switching ain't gonna work. I'm like, what are we doing switching? Like, where the hell did a point go get on the center? Because like, what the hell is that? That's crazy.
Because he can check somebody else. Tell Jose, tell Jose, look, I don't want you to take nobody but Chris Paul.
Good. That's crazy. He's good. He played good tonight too. It's the other guys as well. B.I. I think we got away from B.I. too. Then we play isolation basketball. Can't do that either. We got to move the ball. We got like if he's double team, penetrate. Find somebody else. Find another shooter.
Also, we gotta rebound the ball on these misses.
Yes.
We have to rebound the ball on these misses.
Yes.
That Jay Crowder 2.
Yeah, we can't
shouldn't have been the 2. We should have had the ball and go and get our offense together.
Yeah.
Crowder. Bottom line.
Yeah.
We have to rebound the ball.
Yes.
Jonas had a terrible game.
Yep. Even Larry Nance, he had a terrible game. I look at them stat lines. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Shoot for the 3-point line. Let's 0 for 4. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, he can shoot, but not in these types of predicament. Nah, I mean, if you make them, then but other than that, no.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, we got to do better. I mean, then we got it's crazy. We went small in the second half. Like, why the hell would I go small? You still got Jonas, still got Larry Nance. Why not use Willie Herman Gomez? That's size. I'm not going small in Phoenix. They play small. I want to play small. I want to play big. I want all the rebounds.
But I mean, that's all I gotta say, bro. Like
That's crazy.
Hopefully, game 4, we should make some adjustments.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'll be at game 4, so yeah.
Shout out to you. My keys to the winning game 4 is rebound the ball, make your free throws, and limit our turnovers.
Yes.
I know we got some ticky-tack calls for tonight, but I mean, you made the mistake. Let's learn from it. That's bottom line.
Yep. And you know what's crazy? Willie is known for when he makes these mistakes in these games. When he loses, he come back and have a hell of a game the next game. Like, well, game 4 has to be a big game for you.
I think we're gonna do that for sure. We're gonna have a big bounce back game.
That's the big period. That's the big. There's no other way. Willie just got outcoached by Monty Williams today. That shouldn't happen. Chris Paul, he came in, he showed up in the fourth quarter. He didn't do nothing in the first 3 quarters. For that fourth quarter, he showed up. That's what happened. And I mean, when you got a big man on Chris Paul, it ain't gonna work. And he took advantage of it. And it worked. He killed us. He tossed us. That's just great. That's Chris Paul at 36, 37.
He ain't grab my championship.
Chris Paul, all fan, brother. Hey, but I say this. I got me. Well, he's good, but I mean, I put this. He's a better player overall, but when it comes to leadership, that's Rondo. That never changed in my opinion, but other than that, that's all right. Hey, but kid, what you think? Be quiet, man.
I kind of laid it out earlier, brother Donald.
What you got? This is like how you try to say paraphrase.
I mean,
well, give me one thing. What? How do you describe?
He was on fire early, Donald.
I just think that it's the matchups that I'm really and Tasha messed with me because I keep screwing the man name up. How you say his name? DC Ayton, and then I said
Ayton. I told you that like 30 times. So
I'm gonna have to learn his name the way he killing Valanciunas.
Yeah,
if I can say Valanciunas, I should be able to see Ayton, DC.
Ayton, just like E-Day.
It's a I can't believe I'm getting pronunciation help from DC. Ayton.
Yeah, there you go.
Ayton.
Yeah. Just put a D right there. Like, stop trying to sound that Y out and all the way and shit.
Ayton.
That's good.
Deandre Ayton.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Tasha. All right. So the reality is dealing with Ayton. You got to be able to make sure that guy there, you got to neutralize him as best you can, man. Yeah. I mean, and that's Big V's job. Yeah. Big V got to go to work offensively and defensively. He has to step up. He has to step up because the man making a name off of him.
Yeah.
And I've watched that kid play for the last couple of years, but his game in the playoffs is elevated. And if he continues to do that against Valanciunas, it's a done data, man. It's a done data. The Suns do not have Devin Booker. This is a give you game. There was no reason why you should have lost this game. And of course, Sean said earlier, he was picking at me and said, Q, you said that there is no way the Suns will beat the Pelicans without Booker. And the Suns hit 4 3-pointers tonight. The Pelicans hit 11. They didn't have Devin Booker. And they still won by only 3, but a win's a win. So that don't even make sense to me that was even possible, because then you're in the Smoothie King Center for the first time a playoff game since 2018. So the energy is there. It's on the weekend. I mean, it's the city showed out. The French Quarter Festival was happening, so the city showed out. The team just didn't do what it needed to do to secure the win. Bottom line. You can say we can say that they're young. That's the first time this young team has been in the playoffs. We're getting that, but we got to be able to make these adjustments live time so that we come out on a successful side on Sunday, because you're looking at something dangerous if you can't beat this team without Booker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It don't make sense to me that the Pelicans lost this game tonight without Booker over there, and Ayton is cooking Little V, cooking his ass, cooking him.
Yeah, do that.
And you see him taking Willie taking him out of the game because he ain't giving you nothing. Now he ended up doing his little rebounds and everything, but enough with the little tip tap shit. You 7 feet, take the goddamn ball and shove it down the rim.
Hey,
man.
Big
Come
Q.
on, man.
Hey, Big Q. You sound like what Shaq. You sound like what Shaq and Charles Barkley said about the Joker. You said you gotta stop being fatigued.
Come on,
go,
bro.
go get these people, man.
And Lil V does have those motions where he can shoot the ball from afar. But man, it's a physical series between the bigs.
Get the damn post.
Ayton is taking it to him.
Yes,
and he is not responding, and it's a big reason why the Pelicans are losing these games. The losses was because of the play of Deandre Ayton.
Yeah, so that's right.
He has to change that. That's the key.
Something's got to change.
That has to change. That he can't be cooked anymore like that.
You got to stop being fatigued, man.
And look, and then Donald, the thing is too, and Donald, DJ, and Trey, listen. The Pelicans lost by 3 tonight. Valanciunas gave them 6 points, was it, DC?
Yep.
6 points tonight.
6 points.
6 points in 20-something minutes, 26 minutes of action. He gave him 6 points tonight. He give them 10. The Pelicans win.
They win. That's facts.
They win.
Show up, win.
He has to bring it. He has to have a balanced effort. He has to bring it because his guy is causing problems for your team. So you either show up or they might. I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to get some. They got to put a flame under Valanciunas to make him show up against Ayton. I don't know what they're going to do on that, but that's like a heart thing. I consider Valanciunas a top 10 best big in the NBA. I think he's one of the top 10 best, but he showed not playing like it. Ayton is cooking his ass up in this thing, man. If he got any balls, he better step up.
I don't know what.
That's right. I understand that, but everybody got to hit their free throws. If everybody hit their free throws, we actually get another tremendous score.
Yeah, you're right. You're right
on that, brother.
That's the fundamental stuff we preach. We preach low turn. The Pelicans had 15 turnovers versus the Suns 6.
I thought they had 18.
Okay, 6. And then the thing is, and I hear what the family member. Thank you, brother B. Thomas. He said, I'm looking at the stats, just realizing turnovers and free throws killed us. But listen, you had 15 turnovers, right?
Yeah.
Right? You miss what was it? Six shots from the charity strike?
Yeah.
But really and we just covered this earlier for those who probably missed it. The real big stat that really knocked you off and put you in the dirt was the points in the paint. The points in the paint was the thing that really killed you. Let me see if I can bring this up again.
It was almost 60 points in the paint. I'm
That's
like,
right.
what? They play like us. They play like us. That's how we play. I'm like,
that team scored 24 more points in the paint than you did.
That's crazy.
They said 64-40, and I'm pointing at Valanciunas and said, "Get your ass up and do something about it."
Hell no, that's not good enough.
Brother Kendall Jones got an excellent comment right there, but it's actually I think 43-8.
Thomas.
He said we can't get outscored at the center position. 43-6.
Thank you, Kim.
JaVale McGee too. JaVale McGee.
Larry Nance had 2 points. So you can add that there. But yeah, 43
and Lex, shout out to Lex because she said, "Why is Larry shooting threes? He cold as a cucumber." Nah, Larry, get in there and work around that paint.
We wasn't complaining the other game when he was making them, though. I mean, he
DC,
hit like two or three. I mean, he hit like 2 or 3 the other game,
bro. You know it's a rhythm. That man wasn't in no rhythm tonight. You know that, bro. You know that. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, the family members asking me, yo, Q, what's up? Points in the paint, 64-40.
Yeah, brother.
Free throws. Good. Look what you did at the free throws. You missed them. I belabor that point here on the Pelican post-game report about fundamentals and hitting the free throws.
That's right.
I keep talking about hitting 80% of the free throws all of the time. I keep saying that because good teams hit a higher clip of I mean, you hit 80% of your free throws, you're going to win games that are close like this one.
You're going to win.
You're going to win them. And they gave you the opportunity, regardless of how terrible a lot of those calls looked against the refs. You did get 31 attempts from the foul line tonight. You got 31 of them. And listen, DC, there's so many brain-numbing stats. We covered it earlier that it's just shocking me all over again like we didn't even talk about it. Them people hit 4 3-pointers tonight out of 26.
Hey, that's what tripped me out, man.
The Phoenix Suns, DC, the Phoenix Suns without Devin Booker hit 4 3-pointers. They were 4 of 26 for 15.4%.
That
The
can't
Pelicans
happen.
hit 11 3-pointers tonight and still lose by 3.
That's crazy.
But
That's
points in the
crazy
paint,
stuff.
it's not that crazy when you look
Points in
at
the
it.
paint.
Points
Points
in
in
the
the paint.
Points in
And
the paint, though.
we've seen the
24
Pelicans.
more points in the paint.
The Pelicans are obviously follow that same model, or maybe Phoenix saw us doing it. Who knows? But when
Yeah.
the 3-ball is not falling, the Pelicans have adapted and learned. When the 3-ball is not falling, they usually keep it in the 20s. They 3-point attempts. We won a lot of games like that. Remember, family, when we had 15%, 27% from 3-point line? You know what I mean? But we was in that paint. You know what I mean? But when we get up into the 30s and we not shooting it, above around 35% and all that, a lot of those are L's. And then sometimes, to be honest, a lot of games, y'all might not like to hear this, but when CJ McCullough, a lot of times, when he get like 30 plus, we not really good. We take a lot of L's when CJ points get to a certain extent. Like, I think that ties into the 3-ball too. Sometimes CJ take a lot of threes. He might not have it going that night. Not saying he was the reason we lost this game, but it's a formula to it, man. And when you ain't got your 3-point shot going,
You gotta
you better
adjust.
damn sure get them points in the paint, be
Yeah.
attacking and get you some free throws and get them easy buckets. Phoenix was smart enough tonight to do that, man.
Yeah. Very
And we
smart.
ain't do shit to stop them.
We didn't. You're right. You're absolutely right. We didn't do nothing. We let it happen. Yeah, that is what it is.
This was a
It's
game
on
we was gonna have to win on the defensive end, man. We wasn't gonna be able to outscore them or outshoot them
Yeah.
this game. We was gonna have to make some big plays defensively, and
Yeah.
we didn't.
We didn't do it. We didn't do it. We just like the switching, man. Like, why did we do the switching? And we doing it in the fourth quarter. Can't do that.
We got Josh in his bag. What's up, Josh? Welcome to the stream, my brother.
Whoa.
Hello, y'all can hear
What's
me?
up, Josh?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
loud,
need
loud and
Josh.
clear, my brother. How you
How y'all
doing?
doing? I'm doing
Good,
great.
bro.
I'm doing great.
Pretty
I'm
good.
sad
Yeah,
we
brother.
couldn't. I'm sad we couldn't get this win.
Yeah.
But man, there's a couple things I want to talk about. First off, I want to talk about Jackson Hayes, man. He got to control himself, man. Like, Willie Green need to talk to him and tell him, look, man, don't let him get to you. You know what I'm saying? Stay locked in. Because I think if Jackson Hayes would have stayed, we would have won this game, honestly. Because to me, we were towards the end. I mean, we were like going back and forth with them, and then Chris Paul went off. But we were also getting out rebounded. They were out rebounding us. And if Jackson Hayes was there, we would have got them rebounds. The second thing I want to talk about is JV. JV has to step it up. And I think we need to give him more looks though. Like, man, CJ's great and all, but I hate when he be dribbling too much to me sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes. And I'm like, and then it's just bad to me. I think CJ needs to take less shots and give it to JV, honestly. Because if JV starts to score, Deandre Ayton is gonna have to defend them. Deandre Ayton is gonna get tired, then he can't produce on offense. So JV, we need to get JV more involved. CJ needs to make that his one of his goals. Because CP3, he was feeding Ayton. He was feeding Ayton the ball. And in the fourth quarter, he took off. So that's what CJ needs to do. He needs to get a ball to JV so JV could get Ayton in foul trouble and he could score, and that'll make Ayton not produce on the offensive side. And I want to talk about, I saw some family members saying in the chat, but look, no minutes from Willie Herman Gomez. I like Willie, but no. He's going to get killed in that pick and roll with CP3. He is too slow. He cannot be in that pick and roll. He's going to get killed.
Well, I mean, JV
That's
too
a
slow.
couple of things I want to say. What's up?
Yeah,
I
but
think JV too slow too, man. I mean, either one of them would get killed.
Yeah.
Honestly, our best big in the pick and roll on Chris Paul, at least, has been Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes has played the best defense on Chris Paul in the pick and roll. And the team notices that too, because when Jackson Hayes get caught on him, you don't see a mad scramble. They look pretty confident with Jackson Hayes being on Chris Paul.
Sure do.
Because they know at the end of the day, Chris Paul could break him down, do whatever. You got to shoot over an athletic 7-footer. Because Jackson Hayes sure going to get that hand way up there.
You're going to get it where you got to put a rainbow up over him. That's what forced that shot to get a little difficult. So,
it's different with Larry Nance. And he got hops too, but 6'7" is different from 7 feet.
But Larry Nance then, when he was defending JaVale McGee toward the back and before they took McGee out the game, was forcing McGee to have more difficult shots. But of course, but when McGee got underneath there, they kind of let Larry handle him by himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what
he was like 3-4 feet in. I mean, ain't nothing he could do that.
Nah, he worked this way. Remember, it was a couple of plays where he was powering his way in there. He did, and Larry had him D'd up, and he turned and literally tried to power his way through Larry right there, and Larry impacted the shot. But
he actually blocked one of his shots.
He did.
Oh, correct. But my thing is,
got 2 of them. He made he altered another.
Yeah, because I'm like, Larry's not 7 foot. I'm like, Larry Lance is like what 6'9", 6'8". That's it. You ain't 6'7".
6'8" or 6'7".
He's not really tall.
He ain't 6'7". I can tell you that. He's like 6'9". That's it, brother. You could block a McGee shot.
Yeah, he's a little taller than 6'7". They say 6'7". I think
that's BS. I don't believe that. That's total BS.
6'8". I think 6'8".
6'9". Whatever. My thing is this: you got him. That's all right. Good. But so for McGee, McGee's a veteran. He's a champion for a reason. 2-time champion. Well, no, what is he? 3-time champion? Jesus, man, that guy can. Yeah, but he know how to play basketball too. But
McGee does what McGee does, which is he's a backup big.
Yeah, he's a backup
big. Moves
big,
well around the basket, and I wish we had him. I'll tell you that much. I
wish
we had a physical big like that.
I would.
Got a question for everybody in the chat.
Who's that?
And everybody on the panel, because they're talking about CJ, and I was wondering this. I don't think I said it yet this show. What do you think? Do you think we should have had more minutes with CJ as shooting guard and Jose Alvarado out there? I was a little curious about maybe Jose Alvarado closing out the game with the way he was playing at stretches in this game. I don't know what we would have did with our big matchup and how that would have worked out with Trey Murphy, even though, you know, the gun was jammed tonight. You know what I mean? But I wonder if we had a point guard out there sometimes to kind of steady the ship, because Jose Alvarado played real well last game with B.I. and CJ out there. He
was playing good this game, honestly.
He played good in this game.
Very smart decisions. He's playing good this game, but I was saying he was playing good last game out there. Yeah. He kind of finished the game out. He had some real crucial minutes that they gave him. Yeah. And I wonder how that would have looked tonight. Not saying it would have won us the game or lost us the game. Just curious on everybody's thoughts on that.
I mean, it's smart. He's a point guard. He ain't no shooting guard. I mean, McCollum's a shooting guard. He ain't no point guard. But he's a combo guard, but he's a shooting guard. But I would like to see that. He want a point guard out there. So you want to have a point guard out there.
I would like to see that too. I would like to see that too, because I think we all look. CJ is great, man. This was a great trade. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not a point
I think we
guard.
can all agree he be doing a little too much. He be dribbling a little too much.
Yeah.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Sometimes I believe, sometimes. He go back to, I think he trying to transition from Portland, man. He be forgetting he in New Orleans supposed to be playing point guard. He think he's back with the Blazers sometimes, you know.
And
that's 9 years of habits he trying to break, you know.
Yeah, B.I. he can play make too.
B.I. was about that off today, man.
Yeah,
like if we would have CJ, I'm just telling you, man, he need to feed Jonas, man. I'm telling you, man. Jonas is the key to this series. If Jonas get cooking, we gonna win. Like it's 100%. 100%.
How you feed somebody who don't want to eat though, brother?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Valanciunas is
But
playing is playing real timid right now, bro.
Yeah,
That
he's
And
not
man
acting
and
is
at home.
but
really
I don't
nah,
think
struggling.
they're giving him an opportunity to like go off. I don't think they're giving
All
him an
right, I'm
opportunity to
gonna
go
give you
off.
an example. There was a play. I think it was Jose Alvarado. Valanciunas calls for the ball. He gives it to him. He makes a weak ass move. Don't do nothing with it. He throw the ball
throws it
back
back.
out to Jose. Jose
Yep.
like okay. So Jose goes to start setting something up. Valanciunas calls for the ball again. He throws it to him. He does the same shit. It goes nowhere and throw it back out to Jose. And not a shot clock running down. Just like
Even if that,
sometimes he just act like he don't want it, bro.
Right.
even
I
if
mean,
I
I think
mean, I know.
it be on Big V. I don't think it be on the guys getting him the ball. Because they give him the ball. I done seen him have people pinned down low and they give him the ball and he throw it out. I'm like, man, what you doing? Go up with that shit.
to
Sometimes
me, they
he
haven't.
plays scary.
I agree with you, DC. I think they be feeding them, but to me, ever since like the playing, like they haven't been feeding them though, like as much as they should. That's just me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like since the playing, since the Spurs game, well specifically the Clippers game, because that's the game that made me mad when I saw they wasn't feeding them, and the tallest guy out there was 6'8". That made me mad when he's 7 foot. So that's when I was like kind of noticing it from the Clippers game. But to me, they haven't been feeding them as much from the play-in. That's all I'm saying. And
I
I
saw an
think it's
interesting
CJ.
comment.
CJ need to feed him more. He needs to say, okay, I need to feed my big man more. If I get him involved, it's gonna make everybody else's job easier. Because now we could spot up from the three. Herb Jones could do a weak side cut. Like it would make the team get involved more. To me,
Hey Josh, I saw an interesting comment though. He might be playing with an injury and an undisclosed injury, and that's why he's
Okay.
looking like that. I mean, I don't know, but that was a comment I had seen that I found interesting. Like we might not be accounting for his health.
I mean that could be a thing. With Big V, man. He does get whacked on a lot. And I saw Goonie 3000 said he always looking for the reps. I think that is true. I get tired of him sometimes looking for, looking at the refs like every time down, dude, you know you're gonna get fouled, all right? They not
Right.
always gonna call it like just get over it, brother. We not that team where we whine and flop. Not to say that he flopped, but um, focus on putting the ball in the hole. But appreciate you, B Thomas. B Thomas says I think JV best on the low block. He'd be too far out
Yep.
from the back.
I agree with
So
that.
yeah,
Definitely.
he does, man. And he's
Don't
not
go work in.
those perimeter shots to like scare teams with him being out there right now. So if you're not gonna shoot that shot and hit that efficiently right now, you're right. You need to get your ass in on the low block on offense, man. Unless you're getting out the way for BI or CJ. So that's the only exception I have with that.
I want to say this too. JV, I know we're kind of being a little tough on him right now, right? But to me, I remember when he got fouled and the guy went through the basket and
Yeah.
they made him take the free throws instead of giving him the basket. And I remember he spiked the ball and was yelling. I think JV, like, I think he wants it. Like, I think honestly, like he's not like, to me, I don't think he's laying down. I really just think we need to feed him more. Cause that showed me, I'm like, okay, he into it. He yelling, like, he spiked the ball, like, so to me, I just think we're not feeding him enough. I think
think
he
when you be
wants it.
yelling like that, he be trying to psych himself up to get to where you think he at, like to get himself in the game. Yeah, that's kind of what he does. I don't think he don't want it per se, as far as us winning. I just think he don't think a lot of times that he is as important to us winning as we know. Like he seems like he's willing to defer too much. And you 7 foot, damn near 300 pounds, man. Go dominate. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a stretch where
That's right.
you hot and you scoring, they're gonna keep getting you the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
And then you can make free
dominate. Like,
throws.
yeah,
Like if I'm
good.
at the free throw line, you make free
Derek
throws.
too. And I think he be looking for CJ and BI to, you know, they're gonna save
Stop
the day.
looking.
Yeah. I'm
Stop
right here.
Willie
looking.
got that
I'm
dog in
4
him.
feet away from the goal. I ain't gonna shoot it. Let me pass it back out. You know,
Right,
that's what I
pass
think.
it. I'm dominating. Fuck that.
It should be a certain level where he get the ball.
You just
If
go
he
out there
get
and
it
you
there,
get on
it should
somebody.
never come back out, man. Like how you
You get
saw
some of
Shaq
that.
play and the other big guys.
That's right.
He got that type of
Right.
potential on the post for as
Shit.
to dominate for periods.
And then you make
And
free
I
throws.
think a lot of times he defers. So that's what I was meaning when I say I think he don't own it. Like he looking
Stop
for
deferring.
somebody else to be that guy, man. You could be
Like he
that
not
guy.
being
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
He not being aggressive.
At points, he's aggressive sometimes, and there's other times where he's just like, you know, he's deferring, but like it's like he don't know he's 7 foot, 300 pounds, and nobody can really stop him in that paint.
He can
Yeah, but
average
DC.
25 easy.
Yeah, but the thing
Easy,
is,
bro.
why isn't he doing it? You know, I've not known Valanciunas to walk away from a challenge, and DeAndre's giving them everything that he's a big part of the winning that's happening and will be with Booker out. Is DeAndre, Ayton is going to be the dude that they work through. So that's up to Big V. That's up to Big V on how he tends to handle that dude. It's up that
Right.
that's his direct matchup. So he's going to have to step up and step out, bottom line, man. So I mean, I agree with you, Josh. I think the big part of this is we gonna need a solid performance from all of them, but definitely our stars. You know, CJ and BI are bringing it. Valanciunas has to bring it as well. He has to, especially if his guy is the one directly helping the opponent win. He's gonna have to show up and put that work on DeAndre. That's just what it's got to be. And he's frustrated, and I get that. But at the same time, man, that other guy cooking your ass, man. You know, instead of tipping that ball up there like that, get up there and slam that goddamn ball down. Use two goddamn hands, why don't you? I mean, and you get upset, start doing shit, start working closer to the basket, man. You know, and he's a slippery guy underneath there. You use pump fakes to get Ayton up and into him. I mean, he has to do that, but doing what he's doing, that's not going to work. And Coach Willie is going to make the adjustment. And Trevon saying the panicking thing. It's not panicking, man. You got to make the adjustments.
No.
Even
who's panicking?
It's not panic.
We
man.
in a good position. I think we straight.
The Pelicans
said, and I think
yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead, my bad. Oh, I was saying, I think everybody agree. Like, if Jackson Hayes stays in this game, we win. Y'all agree with that, right? Or that's just me?
I think we could have won. I don't think that guarantee us a victory, but I think we definitely could have won. You know, depending on the type of defense he played and how many more rebounds he got, and if he was the Jackson Hayes of for spurts in like game 2 and not the Jackson Hayes in game 1.
Okay, because I mean we only lost by 3 points, and what he had 4 points. He would have definitely got another
6
field
rebounds,
goal,
man, in 10 minutes. So I mean, you probably right.
So nobody, you know, we're not panicking.
Notice this play right here, fam. Watch this. That's the foul, and he's getting the shot. Look at Devin. You see what Devin Booker did? Pushed him in his back. The referee seen him. That should have been a tech called on him. Look right there.
Well, it was a dead ball play, BQ. You know, we know CJ.
No, you can get a check on a dead ball play.
They good friends. That's all the excuses you're gonna hear, but you know, you're not supposed to touch the opposing player.
And CJ said, "Look at that
from the bench."
Man, and the refs, man, dude, they were just judging or reffing off of like emotion, off of reactions, man. Like, bruh, they didn't even Jackson Hayes. I get he pushed them and stuff and like shoved them, but like it had to CP3 on that play. CP3, they were inbounding the ball. CP3 just completely ignored it and ran up to the ref and started pointing at Jackson Hayes like, and then that's when Crowder got up and started, trying to fight Hayes or try to get to him. And then the refs was like, okay, we're gonna check it out. Like, come on, like you letting them like have a reaction and then you gonna go check? Like, come on, bro. That's
I
not
don't know why
officiating.
y'all shot. Ain't that what happened in game 1 when who was that? DeAndre Ayton. Remember what happened to him in
Oh yeah,
game
with Herb
1?
Jones.
Nobody cared.
Herb Jones
Nobody cared. But he just laid on the floor long enough, and then it became a thing. I was like, how the hell do you call a foul like 30 seconds later? What is this new shit? You know what I mean? It's so bad to
was
what
watching the Saints
Cam
game.
Johnson. He tried to do it again tonight when BI got him.
Right, he was
Which
standing
to
there.
me it was like
just waiting.
It wasn't really been a foul. Like the BI trying to go after the ball, like what he's supposed to do? You in the way. You know what I mean? If anything, it's been a foul on you. You know, you ain't going for the ball. You just in the way. So he tried to lay on the ground and all that and shit. And obvious hope. I mean, it was good that they didn't call that one, but I thought they was gonna call a foul for that shit. But that's just what we deal with the officiate, man. Y'all know, man, it's us against the team we playing and the goddamn refs. I don't know why we acting shocked like this shit been like this all year. You know what I mean? So it ain't just about to change right now.
Well, with that
I was
being
thinking
said,
too, y'all. I don't know. I just want to ask a quick question. Do y'all think maybe next game we should try running like a zone? Because I mean they weren't shooting the ball really that good. What y'all think? Running like a zone to prevent like the inside, the dribble penetration and stuff like that.
Man, that sounds like a good idea, but I keep looking at Willie. He keeps this switching defense, like no matter what. So sometimes I wonder if, because we are young, right? Willie this is his first year, right? Collins, the defensive coach, this is his first year, right? I wonder if we don't know enough nuances or details in our defense, like if we're still simplifying it for them. Because I'm watching the high pick and roll. We make adjustments, but we still kind of do the same thing for the most part. We switch our rotations. Sometimes we do different things, obviously, but for the most part, the high pick and roll is still killing us. And it's not just the Suns. Like, it's been multiple teams.
Grizzlies.
Right. We still switch. We still switch everything. So it's got to be something in our scheme to where the guys are still trying to perfect, I think. So that'd be interesting to see him run his own, man. But we ain't seen it in this long. I just don't think we're gonna see it right now. I think what we see is what we get. It'll be adjustments, but not big drastic changes. Or if they do run his own, I don't think they'll do it for a long time. Or like, at the fourth quarter, they're just gonna go zone. Which one of the Pelicans, Q?
Tonight is the little dude with the black on. Now watch.
He got some heart though. He fighting.
Boom. You get right back up. I'm coming back at you.
Oh, no, that's Josh Hart right there. He got hard.
He need to stop that little fake ass kick. They ain't doing nothing but fucking him up.
See, we gonna fight you though. Look, he giving it all he got. You take the shot. He gonna do it. Look, doing
Big
the best
boy got like a little sumo stance though, but he wide open, boy. He got up from that one. No, Trevane, you don't want him to duck, Trevane.
Duck, nah, that's over. Because he'll grab him.
It'd have been worse if he ducked.
He just put his hands on him. The game over, man.
Big boy was low too. It'd have been worse if he ducked.
Yeah, that was funny there. That was us
and
tonight.
It's a perfect example, Q, because the dude he was fighting, he was wide open too. He had all type of room for you to just punch him all in the face.
Well,
He had his hands but below his waist. Damn that.
Let's put this game aside. Let's get ready for game 4. With that being said, please
Going to sleep, DJ.
Please hit that like button.
That's a yes. That's a yes. He falling the hell asleep. You work down there today, DJ?
Nah, I was at my other job.
Okay.
Man, I hate these late games, man. These late games killing me.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying the same thing. They always got the
I think that
Pelicans laid
affected
up at the
both
back end.
teams tonight with the late games, especially with Phoenix 3-point shooting. That
Yeah,
the
'cause I know
long
it was
ass hour
rescheduled.
delay.
Because our game was supposed to hit at 8:30.
It's abnormal for them to do that, DC, to shoot
Yeah,
full
very.
three-pointer. Yeah, I'm not knowing
Very.
them to do that.
Well, and
It's abnormal for Jackson Hayes to do what he did too. Maybe that hour got in his head.
Need a better performance from everybody coming up to this. But look, fam, we appreciate, and DJ is trying to let you know he's about to fall asleep. So we got to get ready to end the stream. So with that being said, man, I'd like to thank the entire panel, man. Appreciate Josh's bag, Brother Donald, Trey Joseph.
Appreciate it, brother.
For chiming in. Thank y'all, man, for chiming in tonight.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Everybody in the flock, appreciate y'all, man.
As always,
Much love
Q.
to the fam staying up late. Jessica, B. Thomas, Goonie, Mont Dog, PK, Vine 2 Real, Travan, all the flockers, man, in the building. Doing their thing. Much love to the fam. Brother Irvin in the building as well. Much love. Carlton, I see you, fam. Appreciate the super chats as well, family. KB Flame and the rest of the family. Chad. Who else? We got Brother Jacob in the building as well. Brother Kendall in the building. Tasha, Big Sean, appreciate y'all here as well. And they ain't even Pelican people. They still riding with us because they real, man. You know, and they Spurs, you know, but they still here representing. So much love to the family. And outside of High Rise 28 and the rest of the family members, KK, I see you, baby. Much love to the Queens.
1990.
All the family. Lonnie, I see you, fam. Kevin Conley, I see you. Great Rage Occasion. And all the fam, man. If you didn't hear your name, just know that we giving y'all all shots out for staying up late. What's up, Jay Black is in the building as well, and the rest of the fam. So Michael and the rest. So with that being Jasper, I see you, fam. So with that being said, we're gonna clock out on that. We're gonna give DJ an opportunity to close the show before he fall asleep. All right, DJ. Much love and you got the floor is yours there.
Make sure y'all smash the like button. Share the stream if you're a New Orleans Pelican fan. With that being said, if anybody talk about our Pelicans, you tell them in the Pelicans accent to go get the flock out of here and go flock it. So,
Oh, come on, DJ. God damn, boy, that bird was out of wind tonight, huh?
Nah, bro. That man tired, bro. Right now, he's trying to be close.
You gotta drink coffee next show,
he's trying to be quiet because he ain't trying to wake up the house. See, DC.
Yeah, I'm messing.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on. So thank you, fam. Much love to the fam.
Shout out to Big Q.
And we shout out to you too, fam.
You
and
got
much love to the
right
fam. We're gonna holler at y'all on the Sunday night matchup, fam. And we're gonna get this win, man. We gotta get it before we go bounce out. Man, this series is game 4 on Sunday. Boy, the series is twisting very fast. Much love to the fam. We're gonna holler at y'all later. Peace. Go Pels.
Go Pels, man.
To the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelican, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. The Who That